Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of me, Pan Pan. As y'all know, COVID's been here for almost a year now, and it's been an extremely difficult time for the hospitality industry. Thousands of restaurants are closing down, and with most people working from home and indoor dining banned, it is not surprising to see a restaurant's revenue drop substantially. So for a restaurant owner like me, the challenge is pretty obvious. We would have to somehow figure out a way to pay all of our expenses with much less of income. How much less? We're looking at somewhere at least 50% on average. And since most of these revenues actually come from delivery platforms, we also got to pay our share of commission, which is between 10 to 30% on top of the 50% drop in revenue. It's crazy. And that should give you a pretty good idea why so many restaurants are dying. So how do we survive as a restaurant serving Wuhan street foods in Toronto? In this episode, we're gonna go through all the things that we did to keep us afloat. And hopefully some of these will help you as well. So we're gonna break this down in three parts. Government support, in-house COVID prevention, and operation adjustments. I'll put the starting time of each topic down in the description below. And if there's any specific topic you want to check out, feel free to skip right to it. First of all, let's talk about government supports. Government supports played a huge role in keeping us alive. It is almost like a decisive factor. So the three major supports we get is the wage subsidy, an interest-free loan, and commercial rent subsidy. So first, a wage subsidy. The government will cover up to 75% of our wage expense depending on the drop in revenue. That is, the more the drop in revenue, the more the government will cover. And because we have a minimum wage of $14.25 in Ontario, this comes in really handy when we're only restricted to do takeout or delivery. Now, the interest-free loan. We're able to get an interest-free loan of $40,000. What's even better is, as long as we repay the loan by the end of 2022, 10,000 of it is forgivable. And this loan provides essential liquidity to businesses like us. And we can use this money to pay operational expenses like the rent, the wage expense, and utility, etc. Finally, the commercial rent subsidy. There were a lot of people complaining about this one, I'll let you know why. By definition, the government will cover 50% of commercial rent. The landlord will cover 25% by charging 25% less. And the tenant will only need to pay 25%. Sounds like a good plan, right? But here's the big but. This requires landlord's agreement. Some landlords are nice and apply for the subsidy for the tenant, and if you're one of them, thumbs up to you. However, unfortunately, not all qualifying landlords are nice, and this leaves lots of businesses struggling. There are even cases that the tenant's willing to pay the landlord's 25%, meaning the government will pay 50%, the tenant will pay the other 50%, and all they need is the landlord's agreement to sign the application form. However, some landlords still wouldn't apply. I personally don't understand why, but I really hope they have a good reason to it. The good news is that by the time we're shooting this video, there's a new government commercial rent subsidy came out and does not require landlords' participation. So I guess they heard the complaints and hooray for the government. There are some more benefits you can apply here and there, but if you qualify for the three subsidies I mentioned above, you should be in a pretty good shape with surviving if your business is deemed essential. I'll put the links of the three government supports down in the description below in case you want to look into them. Alright, done with this government support, and now let's move on to how we keep our employees and customers safe. Straight to the point, here are the policies and procedures we develop. All employees are required to wash their hands right after they enter the restaurant. Temperatures are checked and temperature records are kept for at least a month. We sanitize all frequently touched surfaces daily, especially door handles and card machines. We provide a free hand sanitizer at the entrance of the restaurant. The idea is to make it convenient for everyone so that it's more likely for them to keep their hands clean. And of course, mask is required for everyone inside the restaurant. And we made sure that all the employees had access to masks while they're on shift. Through the months when dining services were allowed, we provided dining services by reservation only, and we served only one table at a time. Why? Because I was expecting to go into another lockdown very soon, and I promise it's not me being pessimistic. You know what I'm talking about. During the lockdown, we used tables to block off entrance to the restaurant. leaving just enough space for the delivery personnel to take their orders. Our staff leave the completed orders on the table with the order information, so when the delivery personnel comes in, they can match the information and take the order themselves. The idea is to have least amount of contact possible. End of the day, we want to stay away from temporary closures due to COVID, and more importantly, we want everyone to be safe. Finally, let's get to operation adjustments. This is probably the most interesting part since everyone might be doing it differently. I'll share what we've done, and if you have better ideas, shoot them in the comments below. We increased our promotions. Since most of our revenue comes from delivery platforms now, it becomes crucial to be placed at the front of the ordering page on every platform. One way to do that is by offering bigger discounts and more frequently, so that the platforms will rank you higher than others. We reduced staff. It is unfortunate, but it's necessary. Especially during periods of lockdown, we barely had enough revenue to support half of the employees. And their jobs become harder too, simply because there's less people working. It's like losing economies of scale. And I believe most restaurants did the same thing due to their substantial drop in revenue. So what do we do if we want to relieve some of the workloads off from our staff and still have a reasonable efficiency? We simplify our menu. So we took some of the menu items that were heavy in preparation, low in volume, off from the menu. This works hand in hand with the reduced staff. Now imagine our customers are working or studying from home, and when they don't feel like cooking, they order delivery or takeout from us, and most likely their goal is to try to fill their stomach. Not for the thrill, not for the atmosphere, at least not our customers. That's why we launched combos. Not only combos are better in value, they also provide a good variety, so it's not too boring. Lastly, it is important to keep our hands not only on saving costs, but also on making extra revenue. We launched a new delivery service by ourselves to regions that we usually don't reach, namely regions like North York, Markham, Richmond Hill, and even Vaughan. So that's about it, guys. It is a tough time, and we're all working together, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get through it very soon. If you like our videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to let us know what you want us to cover by commenting below. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
造孽！